Finally, we are back with FC Vaduz as we continue our Liechtenstein double attempt. So as a quick recap, we have spent the last 5 years in the Swiss Super League, even topping the table one season, but as a Liechtensteiner club in the Swiss system, we were not awarded the title. An almost guaranteed chance of silverware comes each year in the Liechtensteiner Cup, which we have waltzed to victory in every season I have been here. In Europe, we've made it to the last 16 of the Conference League, and we've also made it to one Europa League quarter-final. And with a team of young Liechtensteiner stars and international journeymen, we are slowly but surely building up the national side. But for today, we are going to focus on FC Vaduz and the first half of the 2028-2029 season. We were looking to add strength in depth in the summer and made 4 signings without spending a penny. Colombian Willa Ditter joins from Nottingham Forest. Not my usual kind of international signing as he is already capped for his home country, but we needed his experience in the centre of defence. This next one is more my kind of international signing as we get Thomas Muro from Tottenham Hotspur. Having never broken into the first team in North London, he joins us with a point to prove, and hopefully he'll do that without getting capped, and then he'll take up Liechtensteiner nationality as well. A third signing from the English leagues as we snapped up Cameron Congreve after he was released by Swansea, and we further boost our attacking options with the free signing of Slavko Jovanovic, surprisingly let go on a free by Red Star Belgrade. And with our new signings in the side, we got off to an awful start away to Zurich, quickly going 2 goals down the second and own goal. Still, hopefully a sign of things to come from Congreve as he exchanged passes with Martinez, cutting inside from the right to score. Martinez then got another assist as he set up Brian Lopez with the comeback win on. Or not, as new centre-back signing Ditter got all disoriented from a high cross and Zurich retook the lead, and that was how the opening day of the season would finish. We were optimistic that was just a blip though, as we were able to storm to a huge win over old rivals Basel the next week. So is this going to be another season of growth and improvement, or a long hard slog? Europa League qualifying was straightforward, as we were given a pass straight to the league phase. Our fixtures presented us with a mixed bag, tough opponents like Leicester, Celtic, Freiburg and Lazio, and 4 other sides we should be able to beat as well. So how well do you think we'll do in this league phase? Pause right now. Let me know in the comments and check back at the end of the video. As we moved through August and September, things were going well in the Super League. Sure, there was the usual defeat to Young Boys, as well as a reverse at Luzerne, but also some impressive results with Bradley Fink in particularly fine form. Our match in late October with St. Gallen was one to remember, as Thomas Muro scored his first league goals for the club, grabbing a first half brace after incisive runs into the box. Jankovic added a third before half time, and then set up the 4th for Fink just before the hour mark. Fink added another 15 minutes later after being played through by Cristiano, and Shemajli wrapped up a fine performance after Jovanovic shot cannon back off the crossbar. And how did we follow that massive win up? With 3 draws in 3 matches, of course. We would though finish the calendar year strongly, winning 3 of our final 4 league games, but losing yet again to Young Boys. That meant we were second in the table, but 9 points behind the leaders going into that winter break. Back to the early autumn now, as we started our Europa League campaign with a straightforward home victory over Israeli side Hapoel Beersheva. Bradley Fink, Cristiano and Khemajli getting the goals for us in a comfortable 3-1 win. One of our toughest matches of the entire campaign next as we travelled to England to take on Leicester. We were under pressure in the first half and had to rely on the acrobatic brilliance of goalkeeper Brady to deny Dewsbury Hall, as well as Yuri Alberto. Our American keeper also showcased his close-range shot-stopping skills late in the half, but then a quiet second half and it looked like the game might be heading for a draw, until we won this corner delivered by Congreve and eventually making its way to Ishuk. A draw may have been a fairer result, but we will take the 3 points. We hosted Celtic next and won a first half penalty, which Ala Bakir tucked away. The Scottish Giants though would equalise early in the second half, but as the FM press conference cliche goes, I always back my lads to do well, and they did exactly that, keeping the pressure up until late on, with Nico Hellbock eventually poking in the winner. 3 wins out of 3, what a start. New boys Slavko Jovanovic and Thomas Muro made sure of another win over Belarusian side Shakhtar Soligorsk. But our run would finally come to an end at Freiburg as we fell behind midway through the first half. Now we would produce a fine team move to allow Jovanovic to score an equaliser. Yeah, but with literally 16 seconds on the second half clock, we found ourselves behind again. There was to be a late twist though as Martin Kuchta used his pace to break through and level the scores. So 2-2 it finished, ending our win streak. I didn't say we were going to lose now, did I? So the key question now was, would we keep our unbeaten streak in our next game against Lazio? It did not start well. Okafor scoring inside the opening 6 minutes. But yet again, we came back, some crisp passing, opening up space for Edu out wide with our Brazilian fullback opting for glory. Less than 10 minutes later, we had the lead. Again, some lovely strokes allowing Hercules to set up Kaigan, and we would extend that lead early in the second half as Kaigan this time set up Fink after great work by Cristiano. Lazio threatened to spoil the fun as they pulled one back with just 5 minutes left. But we ultimately prevailed, adding one more as again we saw that beautiful passing to set up Olner, amongst our most impressive wins of this save so far. And that all meant with 2 games remaining, we were in a great position for a top 8 finish. And we secured it as we smashed Victoria Plzen and Sarajevo both away from home to not only qualify, but to do so as league phase winners. And that was no easy ride. If you take another look at the table, you'll see that 3 of the top 8 were sides that we played in our matches, and one of our other opponents, Lazio, finished in the top 10. Granted, we also played 3 of the bottom 5, but let's not get all nitpicky about the details. While waiting to find out our round of 16 opponents, we played the remainder of our regular season games in the Super League, slipping back to 3rd in the table with little chance of catching young boys. Not that it mattered, as we're not allowed to win the title anyway. Now there were some ins and outs in the January transfer window that may have unsettled the squad a little. There were a few players growing frustrated at the lack of first team football, such as Gezim Pepsi, who was shipped off to Ostend, and Alabakir squeezed out of the starting lineup by Congreve and sent to Alkmaar for over £1 million. Nico Helbok tried to give me an ultimatum after falling behind Fink and Jovanovic in the pecking order, so he went to Anderlecht for £2 million. So with over £3.5 million added to the transfer kitty, we actually paid some money for a player signing Thoran Lora from Fulham, another player who'd left South America and had struggled for game time in the Premier League. He gives us a great option in one of our weakest positions, left back. So now we have 10 additional domestic games to play in the Super League Championship group. But who will our Europa League opponents be? Well, who better than Yogi Low to guide us through the draw? We, like the rest of the top 8, were crossing our fingers for Rapid Vienna, but our Super League rivals Basel got them instead. As the remaining names came out of the hat, plenty of big-name teams were paired together. So we had avoided the giants from Spain, Italy and Germany, England as well, leaving us with French side Reims. Can we match our previous best and make it to the quarterfinals? Well, make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for the next video to find out.